Today we're going to be playing Tangle Tower. I played the prequel to this game and I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to this. Tangle Tower, mid-afternoon. Lake's Edge. Let's talk to Sally. That's her name.
You ready, Sally?
Grimore, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
Just checking.
Do you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank. Did you read the case file? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on. Did you read it?
I will read it.
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
Alright, here we have our tutorial. Case file. Murder victim, Freya Fellow, 19. Died whilst painting a portrait of Flora Fellow, 58. Location, Flora's Tower. Flora was present as she was posing for a portrait. Freya Fellow was found lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. No weapon was found at the scene, but the subject of Freya's unfinished painting is holding a knife. The red color on the tip of the knife is not paint. It was discovered to be blood. Nowadays it goes by Tangle Tower, but it is actually a pair of towers connected by a mansion at the base. It is surrounded by a circular lake. The water is an unusual mix of colors. The lake is enclosed by sheer, pale cliffs. They're too steep and smooth to climb. Tangle Tower is currently home to both the Fellow family and the Pointer family. Okay. And we can zoom in on things. Boat.
It's the little boat we used to cross the lake. It's the only way on or off the island.
What a comforting thought.
That's a pretty heart.
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little weird.
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Toot 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 toot.
Please don't do that.
Whatever you say, Sally.
It's a garden, I think. It's currently far away.
We could walk closer to it.
Ready when you are.
Navigation. That is a big mansion, isn't it? Are these wind chimes?
What are they?
Wind chimes.
Oh, so they are.
Silent, wooden wind chimes.
Maybe they're not wind chimes then. Alright, let's move to lakes. From Lake's Edge to gardens. Thing.
It's full of the same weird water that was in the lake.
Any fish in there?
Not a single one. Although there is something in there.
It's a cassette tape. Or it used to be.
Damaged tape. The cassette tape has been damaged by water. The ink on the label is blurred and illegible. There's something longer and something shorter. Hello, fellow.
It's a statue of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish monster.
Playing a harp.
Playing a harp. Hang on a second. This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
It's a puzzle.
Something tells me we're not going to solve this just yet.
Thank you for the
Let's
information.
come back later. It must do something.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Harp statue. An old weathered statue of an amphibious creature holding a large harp. Symbols are engraved on each of the harp's 4 column segments. Guess these look enough like gills.
It's a stone carving. Wonder how it got cracked.
It's an egg. Eggs crack?
I think it's supposed to look like that. It's an egg.
It's hatching. Mushroom.
This is some garden.
Do the plants all look a little strange to you?
I mean, It is a game.
What animal is that?
Hawk, bear, lizard.
Right, of course. A hawk bear lizard.
I love the dynamic that they have going on. Oh, dang.
Is that an envelope?
It's been opened, but the letter's still in there. Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
That is true.
No, definitely.
So nonchalant. Opened letter. The envelope has been ripped open. There is a single piece of paper inside. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have it memorized, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down there. Oh, it also says where things were found. There's an O missing.
What?
Oh, there's an O on the floor.
Oh yeah. Tangle tour.
Twir.
Twir.
That's right, Sally.
Oh,
What?
oh,
Tangle.
twir.
It's not soil, it's stone.
So what about these?
Little bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
I don't see any poop. Oh, what is that?
Ah, there's a heart engraved in the tree. I didn't know people actually did that.
PPFF.
Should we ring the doorbell?
Why would we not? It's a little melody.
What's this?
Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go inside?
Probably not. He seems pretty cracked.
No, I think he'll just silently judge us.
That I'm sure he will do. That is a very, good face for judging.
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can just walk straight in, right?
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not the rule, but in a video game, maybe. We can continue here too, though. Oh well, let's go in. Oh, it's pretty... What's this?
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
Oh, I love family trees. Okay. I think this will make a little bit more sense once we meet the characters, so let's do that first.
Sally, check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue?
I really like the aesthetic of the coloration and everything. One side is purple and one side is yellow, the opposite colors. Even the roundness with the plants and then the sharpness. I guess this is the pointer side. Well, the P gave it away too, but pointy thing. What's this?
It's not locked.
A door.
Oh, what's behind it?
A room.
It's a big glass tube filled with water.
There are weeds in there. And sand.
It's an aquarium.
It's an aquarium?
Could be. Except there's nothing living in it. Anymore.
I mean, it could still be an aquarium, right? Is there a word for an aquarium that does not hold anything breathing-ish? Let's see. This is where we need to go. Oh, I love that animation. Flora's tower. Ig.
Let's take a look at that painting first.
Yes, sir.
There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it?
Looks that way.
Painted portrait. Freya was unable to finish the painting as she died sometime during the process. Flora appears to be wielding a knife. The red substance on the tip was discovered to be blood. Doesn't quite look like a knife to me, but stylized thing. Not quite finished either. Pretty blunt though.
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene. And something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
Interesting. Well, portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood. Because Freya was going to eat it. Because it stabbed Freya. I mean, the painting cannot stab her, can it? Well, nothing is completely covered. Let's try this.
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
What?
Weird, huh?
You think Freya was stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right, but it's not actually a knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around here?
Grimoire, you're not
Case
very
closed.
smart.
The case is not closed. And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
Tangle Tower. An unfinished painting. Can I look at the egg now?
Is that an egg?
Yes.
An egg with bird feet.
It's also covered in gemstones.
Oh, what do you know? It does have bird feet.
What a completely ordinary object.
I think it's a container for something.
Puzzle.
Those gems look like they come off.
Oh, they do. Swap the positions of the gems. Rotate the egg to see a clue on the back. Oh, well, it gives us the entire key. Okay. The patterns aren't the same, but I'm sure that the way that the paths move will give it away. So there's one short and thick one, so star in the longer end and square on the other. So star in the longer end, square on the other, so that should be fine. Then we take the long angle, shorter end, purple, longer end, blue. It's this one. Shorter, longer end, blue. Then we take the other thick one, blue and square. Blue and square, and the other one is blue. Then thin one with 2 steps. Long yellow, short purple. Short is purple, long is yellow. Okay, and then there is one that makes kind of a square little tail. It should be this, and there should be this. And then we have 2 that are the same. It should be ready now.
That's the one.
Hey, not bad. Did it unlock? What's in there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, I'm not leaving without a clue.
Are we taking the entire egg?
An empty egg is a clue, right?
That checks out. Empty egg. Once unlocked, the egg can be opened. It's currently empty. The lining of the egg is a soft velvet-like material. The egg is supported by a stand made of brass. It rests on 3 strange feet with pointed claws. It makes me think like it's a egg-shaped Baba Yaga's house or something.
Is that a gramophone?
Yes.
I think so. Except it's got a tape deck instead of a turntable.
Oh,
It's also got a big crack down the middle.
this is a fascinating object. Pretty flower there, though. Gramophone. It plays cassette tapes instead of vinyl records. It's pointed toward the middle of the room. There's noticeable crack running through it all the way from the horn down through the tape deck. Looks angry.
What about the cassette tape?
Yeah, it sure is pink.
To Freya, also cracked. The cassette tape has a crack down the middle. There is a handwritten message on the label, for or to Freya, rather. Very pink.
Do you think it still works?
The gramophone? Yeah, we could give it a go.
Okay. That's pretty soothing.
It's piano music.
The cassette tape has a crack on it. It's a recording of piano music. It plays for a short while before stopping. I'm awful. I just noticed there are 6 buttons here, but only 5 here. Inconsistency. Okay, what's on this then? Okay, some nature sounds. Maybe wind. Snaps.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
It's a recording of someone walking outdoors. A distorting humming melody can be heard. Okay.
The outline of Freya Fellow. Looks like she fell onto her back. There's a single patch of blood, right in the middle. No real signs of a struggle.
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas.
That is true. If she was stabbed from the front, the canvas would be right there,
So?
in front of her.
So she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
Okay, I just noticed that eyeball. That is terrifying.
Let's check the case file again.
Single stab wound on her chest. That would have definitely made it quite tricky to stab her. I don't see any
There it
holes
is.
in this.
The
So-
looks that way.
No, there definitely isn't one. Paint.
Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed. Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
The palette has a variety of paints loaded into it. The largest is a blob of black in the middle. Oh, that's black, okay. The paintbrush is still covered with dried red paint, supposedly from there.
Freya's painting supplies.
Why is that one different? They're also cracked. Different label too. Small glass pots of red, yellow, blue, and black and white paint. The glass pots are all cracked down one side. Okay, eyeball.
We're at the top of the tower, right?
I think so. Why?
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
People?
Flora Fellow?
Oh, look at that animation, so pretty.
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's entitled to her silence, I suppose.
For now.
I'm guessing you're not a talker, huh?
Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora? I don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it.
Well, we know that she's 58.
We'll just have to ask other people about her.
Yeah, okay.
I wonder if Freya was her daughter.
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
Was this something you had planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not going to answer us, is she?
Nope. But at least we can say we tried.
Also true. Okay, we can't do anything about that.
Were you close with Freya?
We can present like
How
this.
are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's listening.
Well, maybe we'll get her to talk later. Why is there a hole in this?
Half the room is a big open window.
I don't know if you can call it an open window. It's more like
Big balcony?
the sudden absence of wall.
That's the only door in and out of the room.
Seems to have been broken down.
It's also on the floor.
Sure is. Guessing it's not supposed to be down there.
Well, it doesn't look like it's a hatch or anything. Maybe we'll have a look elsewhere.
It's so dark back there.
Somehow the sunlight doesn't seem to be making it very far into the room.
Well, seems like that is true. Guess we can now go wherever we want. Let's check here. Library. Book.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
Could be. Oh, I know that plant. It was in the pot in the painting. Bird book. The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian misteds. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink pit lives most of its life alone. It has particular feeding habits and usually only eats the seeds of the Tantum amica pictured. So this one. Now that looks very familiar. Let's have a quick look. Definitely familiar.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me.
Oh no? How come?
Because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at
Oh,
Tangle
she has
Tower
the
for
same
over
nose as
23
Flora.
minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis about the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Okay, that's interesting. Would you tell me about the victim?
Name, Freya Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, artist. Deceased. Understand this. Most people find me difficult. They exhibit a noticeable degree of discomfort when talking to me. There it is. Freya, who had a way of being an exception to any given rule, was not at all like this. She is very important, and I will not rest until I understand what has happened to her.
Did you spend a lot of time with Freya recently?
I will say this. In the past year, Freya became 1. Increasingly independent, and 2. Increasingly isolated.
Do you know why?
I do not. If you are looking for a speculative, empathetic opinion, try asking Poppy instead.
The three of you are friends.
We are of a similar age, and all highly gifted. 1 scientist, 1 artist, and 1 musician.
Sounds like quite a team.
It does definitely sound interesting. I actually quite like her character.
Name, Fiona Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, amateur microbiologist. Likes, the meaningful archiving of information. Dislikes, the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes, kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead as Fifi.
How come you prefer Fifi?
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
I do not know if Flint is alive or not. He left Tangle Tower a long time ago.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly 1 grandparent.
Okay. Based on the gnosis, I'm willing to say that these two might be more closely related.
Name, Flora Fellow. Age, 44. Profession, unknown.
Wait,
Likes,
44?
unknown. Dislikes, unknown.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure that the case file said 48 was 58. How is she now 44?
Isn't she your mother? How do you not know anything?
Oh,
I believe other people may have discovered methods of reaching her, but I have little capacity for interpreting nonverbal communication.
And how long has Flora been... non-verbal?
She has always been quiet, willing to speak when necessary, but not more.
So what happened to make her stop talking entirely?
She suffered a great loss, something she has been unable to move beyond.
okay. Now I have to check.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Oh,
Can't wait.
later. I need to check something. It says here Flora Fellow 58, but she said that she's 44. I need to check one more
Name,
time.
Flora Fellow. Age, 44.
Yeah, that's what she said. Doesn't make any sense.
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
That would definitely be a cool feature. 100%.
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh,
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh. Good.
that's even more sad. I guess I kind of get you, but you seem very self-aware of your strengths and weaknesses. That's good.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
That would be excessively
She
cruel.
insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
People function in very different ways, Grimoire. That only makes sense.
Sure. Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
I mean, why not?
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge.
I was just about to say that.
It's downright poetic.
That's a pretty plant. What is this?
Books about space.
Ooh,
They're relatively
space.
untouched.
Space. Bugs.
Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Oh yeah, it's empty. Look at that.
Books about geography.
Skip.
History, I bet.
Books about ancient history, I think?
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks.
What about this?
Books about geography.
Skip.
Okay, what about this?
A book? Fundamental entomology.
Entomology.
I guess
yeah.
somebody dropped it.
Could it be about bugs? I actually don't remember what entomology means.
It's musty in here.
What exactly does that mean? What is must?
Like dust but in the air? Not quite enough to cough, but enough to make you feel like the air is too thick?
Must. You ask such stupid questions.
Nice.
Indeed. Birds.
Books about birds.
The shelves are about half empty.
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
Books about nature? Is that a
Of sorts.
Oh, look at that. That is quite pretty, actually. Well, guys, I think that this is a very good place to end for today. I will be continuing Backbone eventually, but my save file got corrupted, so for the time being, we're going to be playing Tangle Tower. Thank you guys so very much for spending time with me, and I will be seeing you next week. Bye!